I'm here in Medjugorje and I'm with, what's your name?
Damian.
Damian, where are you from?
I'm from England.
From England, super.
Yeah.
First time here?
No. Many times.
Many times.
Yes.
Why do you come back all the time?
Our Lady calls you, and it's like home. We come here and it's our second home.
Wow. Can you explain a bit how somebody who's watching now and doesn't know Medjugorje, what does it mean?
It's hard to explain because you come here and you look round and sometimes you think, well, why did I come? But there's a feel to the place. There's an atmosphere. It's tangible, and I think that's what hooks you and brings you back every time. And that's why we're here again. And you meet so many nice people, and everybody here has come here for the same reason. They don't know it, but they are invited. And to walk around somewhere we can walk around with your rosary beads and not get any abuse, and it's just amazing. So that's why I feel that's the main reason you come back, because I think you're invited every time.
By Our Lady.
By Our Lady.
You feel her presence here.
Oh yes.
Could you describe how you can feel her presence?
I don't know.
You
just know it.
Yourself?
Yeah, you just know in here that she's here. I mean, people come looking for signs and wonders and miracles and that, and we didn't come that way. When we first heard about it, we were very intrigued to come and see what it was all about. I came in 1985, first time, and the reason I heard about it was we'd been to Lourdes, and on the plane on the way back, there was a family who the son was this big, and he's the one who started Murray's Meals.
Wow.
Yeah. Now they were on the plane. They're all very young. And they said to us, "Have you heard of Medjugorje?" And I went, "No." Never. Where is it? Yugoslavia. So I was speaking to a priest friend of ours, and he said, "We need to go." So I had a cousin who was a travel agent, and he said, "Where is it?" I said, "Well, it's Yugoslavia, and it's somewhere around Split." But in those days, anyway, he got us a plane to Split. But in those days, the communists were rife. So you couldn't say, "I want to go to Medjugorje," when you were waiting for the bus. You couldn't say, because they wouldn't serve you. They'd just ignore you. So you had to say, "All right, can I go to Chitluk?" So, yes, that's fine. On the way to Chitluk, we were saying, "How will we know when it's Medjugorje?" Well, an hour out of Medjugorje, lots of people got on the bus, very young people as well, with rosary beads. Now I said to my friend, "They must be going to Medjugorje." So we'll watch them. So they started to get off the bus, we got off the bus, walked down a very track, which is now main road to the post office. That road was a track, and we came down there, and all of a sudden you turn the corner and there's the church. And it was just like, oh yeah, but you felt it. The first time we went in, 6:30 Mass on a Sunday, that's when we arrived, and they were singing the hymn of Medjugorje, and it just hit me there.
In the heart.
Ah, it was wonderful. The people were singing their hearts out, lifting the roof, and I knew then that the faith was here, it was very strong. So, and we've been coming back ever since.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
At the time you were already cradle Catholic, really believing in
your
faith.
I was a Catholic. I mean, I was a Catholic. I wasn't a strong Catholic. I'd had time out the church, like most people do, for various reasons. But had gone back to the church at that time, and we had been on pilgrimage to Lourdes, and many times to Walsingham in England. Walsingham, England's Shrine of Our Lady, England's Nazareth they call it. So I've been there many times, still go there. But once you came here, and there was nothing here when I came, and we didn't have anywhere to stay, and people come up to you and say, "Would you like a room?" Zimmer. Yeah.
That's the term because
yes. And we got, and it's a bit scary at first, because you think, "Oh, I can't. Oh, that's very scary," because we're not used to these things where people offer you a room. Generally, want to give you a room from the heart. Anyway, after the Mass, we came out, scratching our heads because it was very late. Where are we going to stay?
Wow, you really risked.
Yeah. So we were walking down the track which leads up to the church, because it was a track, and there was a lady there was one house on that side of the road where the hotels are, and she was lying on the balcony saying the rosary. So I went up to her, excuse me, Zimmer, and she went, oh, wait a minute. And she had a phone. It must have been about the only one in Medjugorje at that time, I would think. And she rang somebody, and next minute a little girl came, and she went, follow, you know. So we followed, and there was a lady waiting at this house. We went into a room, wonderful, very tired, went to sleep. And my friend was a priest, but he travelled without his clerical stuff. In those days, they gave you priests a rough time. You couldn't come on through Split as a priest. So he put on his collar, and he came down for breakfast, and the lady just went, oh, the priest kissed his hands. Brought half a dozen neighbours in, they all kissed his hands. Because the priest is very special, very special here particularly. Yeah, absolutely. We had a week with them, and it was a wonderful experience. We had so many wonderful experiences with her. And at the end of the week, we said, right, how much? And they went, no, how much money to pay? No. And he got across, and he went, we couldn't understand each other, but he said, for Jesus, basically, for Jesus. And we went, no. So we put a load of money down, and we left, and we came away, and we've been come back ever since. And those two people now are in a grave behind Father Slavko, and I go every time to visit them.
Thank you.
Yeah, they were wonderful people, absolutely wonderful people, and looked after us, and you know, it was just an experience. You can't explain it unless you've been and had that sort of experience. You can't, because people don't believe it these days. That people are very cynical these days. They don't understand that people were genuine. In those days, it was just unbelievable, and we learnt a lot.
There must be still something. If not, you wouldn't come back anymore.
No, it's changed. You know, absolutely. When you look at everywhere now, there's buildings everywhere, there's cars everywhere, coaches everywhere, and yet it still has that peace.
But still has
that peace. The peace is still there. And when you go to adoration outside, you know, you can be with 10,000 people, and you can hear a pin drop. It's silent. The reverence to Jesus, and that's what, to me, the adoration is very, very, very special.
I think this is for people, because a lot of people are watching. Some people are watching are very cynical, and this is about money, blah blah.
Oh
blah.
yes, yeah.
If that would be via the thousands of people in front of Christ in silence for an hour, no?
Absolutely.
This is for the people now here. They were lately 2 days.
Yes.
Past 2 days, people criticizing on the channel, and I hope they are listening to this. Because this is the truth of Medjugorje.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Confession. Not Catholic, going to confession. Pray the rosary. Adoration.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. All those things, and to be with our Lord, and just, you know, all these people around you are there for the same reason. But you can feel that. You can feel when our Lord is put out there, there's just this silence goes, and you know, and they have beautiful music. Yes, I get that. That's fine, but you still have that silence. Yeah.
Especially in summer, in the back of the church.
Yes.
Sunset,
Yeah.
Nice,
I mean, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
You pray the rosary?
Yes.
You prayed with your wife?
Yes.
Did you always pray that, or that came on the way?
No, we didn't. We always think, oh, it's a long thing. You don't have time for things like that. You know, it's.
But I wanted to ask, to get to the point, is your marriage changed when you prayed the rosary together?
Yes.
Got more peaceful? Or what was the change?
I don't know. It's. I think you just become closer. You become closer and more respectful of each other, almost.
So again, it's
more respectful of each other. It's. These things are hard to explain, but you just know. You just feel. You know, it's powerful. The rosary's powerful.
And you are married quite a while. What is the secret then? Could you tell people, a lot of young people that want to have vocation here, marriage?
I think it's to be tolerant, to be patient with each other, to always understand each other's point of view, and never go to sleep without if you have an argument, don't go to sleep without making it right. And that was something that was always told. And it's true. I mean, it's not easy, marriage, not easy.
Yeah.
You know, you have your ups and downs, everybody has their ups and downs, but we've come through it many times.
And you said the rosary helps a lot, no?
Yes, yeah. And we've been married well over 40 years now, so.
Wow, beautiful. How did you encounter yourself? It's always a fascinating story.
How did we meet?
Yeah.
Well, when it was being 1974 or so, I was working in a garage and Elaine walked past and I liked her. So I asked her out. I asked her out basically.
That's how it started.
4 children, yeah.
Beautiful.
All grown up, 4 grandchildren, who are a blessing. They're all blessings, but yeah.
So you got confession as well?
Yes.
It
Yeah.
seems so natural. What would you tell people who didn't confess for a long time, maybe want to go to confession now?
Yeah.
What would you tell them?
Never be frightened. It's not the priest, because Jesus is giving you. Jesus is blessing you and forgiving you, and you've got to not worry about what the priest, because the priest is acting on his behalf. And if you put that in your mind, and the priests never judge. You know what? There's people here, been here 40, 50 years, haven't been to confession, and they come out and they're crying because it's really touched them. It's the peace that it brings, because no matter, even if you go to confession once a month, you still feel uplifted and special when you come out of confession. It's just a feeling that it's hard to explain. There's lots of things hard to explain, but that is because it's, you know, people say, oh, you're mad. You know, religion, God, there's no God. Well, there is.
There is. And there are Catholics in England.
Yes,
Beautiful.
there are, and there's lots of Catholics who, you know, sometimes I think maybe they don't believe in God, but sometimes you have to search for God. God doesn't always say, you know, come here, pluck you out, saying, I'll have a little chat with you. He doesn't always do that. But if you search for it, I think you'll find him. Because a lot of people have a need. They don't know how to go about it and connect. Yeah.
And what would you tell? I think the problem is a lot of people think that God the Father is an old angry man with a white beard who wants to judge us.
That's right. No.
How is he really?
He wants you to go to heaven. That's what he wants you to do, and he loves you, and he'll do everything in his power for you to go to. He will give you ways. You might not always recognise them. That's the problem. But once you recognise them, the footpath's there for you. But he's not angry.
Not at all.
No.
His love, no?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Pure.
Yeah. Yes, he is. Amazing. Yeah.
You have a special place here in Medjugorje you like to go to? Or?
I think what it is when we go, the small adoration chapel's nice. Going there, that's lovely in there because that's peaceful and quiet. But my favourite is the adoration outside. That's it, yeah.
Like yesterday evening was nice.
Yes, and tonight will be lovely, weather permitting. But I think it's going to be okay.
Yeah. And the last question: what would you tell people why might come to Medjugorje one time?
I would say come and see. Come and see. It's if you come, you may, you know, some people come and it means nothing to them. They go away, but in a few weeks' time, there's always something that comes along and think that's Medjugorje. You know, other people come and they just fall in love with it straight away. But I did that, and then Elaine came after me, a few months after me, and yeah. But I would say to people, just come and look. There's no harm in looking, you know, and you may find something here, but you've got to come with an open mind and an open heart, and don't come cynical. Lots of people do say, oh no, it couldn't possibly happen, but it does, because the world needs it. The world at the moment is a mess.
And we need peace all over.
Oh, peace all over the world, yeah, absolutely. The peace that you get here is very tangible, and you're away from the world here. You know, the world's there somewhere. It can do what it wants when you're here.
The heavy sound of the world.
Oh, the noise, everything.
Noise.
Yeah, the noise. Come here, and there is noise, but it's holy noise. People are praying. You hear hundreds of people praying. You know, they go up to the Blue Cross, which is very beautiful up there. And like this morning, must have been 200, 300 people up there this morning, all singing, praying, listening.
And is that the beauty of the Catholic faith? If you have to describe why you are Catholic, a convinced Catholic, what is the beauty of our faith?
Well, it's from Jesus. It's from Jesus. It's not man-made. It came from Jesus, and it's apostolic. So we can prove the line. And well, to me, it's the correct faith. It's the one and only faith. So That's all I can say.
Directly starting from Jesus.
Yes,
Instituted by Jesus.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much for that beautiful interview.
Well, I hope I wasn't rambling on too much,
No,
but
it was
yes.
beautiful, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.